The MLB playoffs are finally here. The regular season just wrapped up with a doubleheader against the Mets and Braves, and they split the doubleheader so both of them made the playoffs. So here's what I think is going to happen this postseason. Starting it off on Tuesday, we have the number 6 Tigers versus the number 3 Astros. In Game 1, we have Tarek Skubal and Framber Valdez on the mound. Skubal's having a great season. He's going to win Cy Young this year, and he won the pitching triple crown in the AL. But Framber Valdez is very good as well. I think the Tigers are going to take Game 1, but I think the Astros have a better rotation in general. For the Tigers, this would be a great situation to still have Jack Flaherty, but they traded him away. But I think the Astros are going to win. In the second wildcard game, we have the Royals versus the Orioles. In Game 1, we have another great pitching matchup with Cole Ragans and Corbin Burns. Over the past month, both of these teams have been struggling a little bit, but the Orioles heated up the last 10 games of the season, going 7-3, while the Royals went 4-6. The Royals also have Will Smith in their bullpen, and he's won the last 3 World Series with 3 different teams. But with that aside, I really like the Royals offense, and I think they're going to win the series. Then moving over to the National League, the Mets versus the Brewers. Each of them went 5-5 in their last 10 games, and on the season series, the Brewers won 5-1. I think the Mets do have a better offense, but the Brewers have a much better pitching staff, and I have the Brewers winning. Then we have the Braves versus the Padres. The Braves have been pretty hot lately, going 7-3 in their last 10, but they still nearly missed the playoffs. And the Padres have been the best team in the MLB in the second half. On the season series, the Padres won 4-3. The Padres have been very hot the second half, and they have one of the best bullpens in the MLB, so I have them winning the series. So moving over to the ALDS, the Astros versus the Guardians. These teams faced off in the last series of the season, and the Astros took the first 2 games, and the third game got rained out. So they won the season series 4-1. But the last 2 World Series losers have each played the Astros in the final series of the season. And the last time the Guardians played 161 games was 2016 when they lost in the World Series. But other than that, the Guardians have had the best bullpen in the MLB. If they could have the lead through 5 or 6 innings, and then they can put their bullpen in, and that should be lights out. And I have the Guardians winning the series. Then we have the Royals versus the Yankees. On the season series, the Yankees won 5-2. I think the Royals could take a game or 2 of this series, but with how good the Yankees offense has been, with Soto and Judge, I think they're going to win the series. Then in the NLDS, the Brewers versus the Phillies. This is a very good matchup. I think the Phillies are the best all-around team in the MLB. They have great pitching staff, they have one of the best offenses, and they've just fallen short the last few years, and I think they're going to win the series. Then the Padres versus Dodgers. This will be Shohei Ohtani's first ever playoff series, and their lineup is just so deep with Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman, and they have a good pitching staff. But the Padres have been very good as well. They won the season series 8-5, and their bullpen's been amazing, especially after the trade deadline. I think this is definitely going to go to 5 games, and I have the Padres winning. Then in the ALCS, the Guardians versus Yankees. 3 out of the last 4 times the Guardians made the playoffs, they have lost to the Yankees. But the last time they faced off in the playoffs was 2022, and that was a great series. But again, the Guardians have the best bullpen, but the Yankees have one of the better offenses. I think this series could definitely go 7 games, and I have the Guardians winning. Then in the NLCS, the Padres versus Phillies. The Phillies have been so close the last 2 years, but in 2022, they lost in the World Series. Then last season, they lost in the NLCS. But the Padres are also a great team, and this is going to be a hard-fought series, but I have the Phillies winning. Then in the World Series, the Guardians versus Phillies. This Guardians offense is very streaky, and when they're hot, they can beat anyone. But when they're cold, they're very bad. I just don't know how far that pitching staff could carry them. But on the other hand, the Phillies are probably the best all-around team at every position, and I have the Phillies winning the World Series. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Goodbye.